Hee ho 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 ha ha ha. Welcome to the Circus of Horrors. Say y'all, did you hear the one about the man who had no skeleton? Oh yeah, he made no bones about it. Say, do you know why skeletons love Jamie Lee Curtis? Because she takes Boniva. Do you know how skeletons get in their front door, y'all? They use a skeleton key. Say, who is the most famous French skeleton of all time? You give up? Napoleon Bonaparte. Get it? Bonaparte. Say, did y'all hear about the skeleton who couldn't get into college? Oh yeah, he never finished high school. Get it? High school. I hate my life, y'all. Meowdy boys and ghouls, enough of this skullduggery. I'm Miss Kitty Litter ATX, and I would like to welcome you to an all-new episode of the New Mew Review. And today we're talking about the latest season of Dragula. Alright, who's here for it? I'm here for it. First of all, we got, of course, a little flashback from last week to see what happened, the recap thing. And then we got the monsters in the workroom waxing nostalgic over the fact that La Zavaleta had left, and what a relatable performer that they were. Okay, well, all I can say about that is all the magic of Hollywood, y'all. At any rate, moving on from that, they were called into the main stage where they were told by the Boulet brothers that this week they would have multiple challenges, the first one being a dunking tank. Now, y'all know Miss Kid Litter get PTSD every time I see them dunking tanks, because it takes me back to the Salem witch trial days, and y'all know what I went through back then, honey, so I was totally not there for this challenge. But at any rate, we got a special guest appearance from none other than Mary Cherry, who was able to sit there and read the other monsters while they tried to dunk their fellow contestants into the dunking tank. Dolly was the winner of this challenge, of course, and he got to pick who got what key to these clown cars, which was going to figure later into the episode that they were going to have to drive around this obstacle course in some clown cars. It was priceless, Cal. It was hilarious, but more on that later. At any rate, the keys were given out actually in the order that they were laid out on the table, so there wasn't much to that except that Hoso, who had never driven before in their life, had some concerns about getting one of the smallest keys or whatever, and that was kind of a cackle. This kid can't drive either. I'm like the, what's that man that drive around, Mr. Magoo of the homosexual community, okay? So, I felt your pain, girl. At any rate, we then got taken back to the main stage where we had the Boulet brothers wearing white dresses. Okay. You know, I know they're not competing, and they did look flawless. However, I would have liked to have seen on the reel a little bit of circus tease, maybe like some scary ringmaster costume, something other than just white dresses. Just saying. At any rate, we were introduced to our guest judges, who were Harvey Guillaume, Legume, I don't know. Anyways, Harvey was an actor who was in the movie What We Do in the Shadows, which is really great. If you haven't seen it, it's wonderful. Also, we have Bob the Drag Queen from RuPaul's Drag Race. First, that Bob the Drag Queen. And so then we got a presentation of our looks. First out of the gate was Hoso Teratoma. Hustle was giving you the big top and everything in it. I was gagged as soon as they walked out. There was like a mask with faces on either side of it. There was kind of a big top hat with a carousel that surrounded the hat, the carousel horses. There was red and white all over the place. I just loved the look. I thought it was really well done and clever. The Boulets actually felt that maybe it was a little too clever and too overdone and maybe could have used some editing. But I thought this look was fire. For me, it said Killer Clown. I just was there for it. At any rate, next up we had Sigourney Beaver. And as soon as Sigourney walked out, I couldn't take my eyes off her, y'all. I gotta tell you, that paint was just everything. She had a asymmetrical dress, once again going with kind of a red and white motif. There was some polka dots, but also just some solid spots on it. She had the orange kind of bozo wig that came out to here, and only Sigourney could make a bozo wig look beautiful, which she did. That face, once again, just painted for the gods. I was there for it. That was another gag for me. Next out of the gate came Dolly, and I have to be honest and say this was not my favorite look on the runway this week. Although, yes, it was clever. Y'all Dolly fans don't come from Miss Kitty now. I'm not saying it wasn't a good look, but it just wasn't my personal favorite. Actually, it was giving me a low-key Tina Burner tease with the color scheme. But also, it was like Ronald McDonald. The character was supposed to be this candy corn creature that was named Sweet Tooth. And I did think the concept was very clever, and the details were obviously there. There was some chaps and like a little overall kind of body bib, and a shirt and whatnot. And of course, the only thing I think that held this back for me was that it was kind of the same paint from Dolly, just done in a different color. And while I applaud the overall thematics of the costume, I did think that I would have liked to have seen something more clownish in the face, because otherwise it just could have been like a punk rocker or whatnot. There was also kind of a mohawk that was made out of candy corn, and the big gag was the fact that they had a cod piece in the front, which they reached into and pulled out candy corn. They had gums instead of teeth, so they gummed the candy corn. That was the gag, and I did giggle. But it just, to me, didn't suggest clown as much as the other ones. For me. Don't hate me because I'm not beautiful. At any rate, Dolly ended up winning, so what do I know? But for me, it was not my favorite. I was gagged by Sigourney and Hoso. We also had Saint come out onto the stage, and Saint did a mime character, and I'll just be real about it and say, I've been gagged by just about everything that Saint has brought to the stage, but this week it was a little underplayed for me, and a little underwhelming. And that's not to say that it wasn't a good look. It was, but in comparison to the other three, it just seemed a little simpler. I liked it from the neck up. There was a kind of a black dunce cap with some teeth done into it. I appreciated the detail on that. There was a white face makeup. And there was this kind of a striped shirt a la Marcel Marceau mime kind of thing. But 75% of the outfit was just these black overalls. And while they were tailored, they were just black overalls. And, I will give Saint props this week because I think performance-wise, they really stepped it up. They were acting, and it may have been like a bit of an ironic jab that after being told that by the Boulets that they need to hear his voice more on stage, that it came out as a mime. So that was kind of a giggle. I don't know whether that was intentional or not, but I did like the look, just not as much as the others, just keeping it real. I think Saint's an amazing performer and comes up with some of the most memorable looks that I've seen on this and their other season. But this particular one for me was not it. Moving right along, we had the we get into the Dolly, as I said, won the runway look. The judges quite liked it. I do have to take a moment to talk about shady edits here. Okay, so I know this stuff really happened. I guess it's not totally shady, but the fact that they chose to focus in on Hoso's backstage antics, there was a whole montage going on about it. That, with them asking for help from various people and whatnot. The judges did say that they want somebody to go on tour who can, kind of do the things themselves and not rely so much on others for help or be demanding or whatever. But their critique on Hoso's runway was not so much about their actions as much as the look just being a little bit over accessorized or overdone, or that people have to think too much. I don't necessarily agree with that. I like the fact that Hoso's so creative. I love to see that mind, get into that mind for 5 minutes, because I like to think about those looks and think, what's going on here? So I don't totally hate that the story isn't maybe always instant for me. But in this case, I really thought it was. So I wasn't quite sure what they were saying. But anyways, moving right along, we got to the clown car challenge. So they brought back all of our contestants that had been previously eliminated, rose from the grave magically, and they got to throw pies in the faces of our contestants as they rode around in these little clown cars. it was hilarious, y'all. Just the sight of these large drag performers, bigger than life, in these little cars with these giant costumes on and whatnot, get smashed in the face with pies. It was funny to me. I laughed quite a bit. At the end of it, I think that, who the hell won this? I think that it was Saint, actually. But it was hard to tell given that the edits were all over the place while they were riding around. But whoever, it looked quite funny and fun to me, so I live for that. After this, we had, and I forgot to touch also on Sigourney's edit. I'm sorry to backtrack, but I'm old and senile, so this is what you get. Sigourney's edit thing was that she had some costume malfunctions, and they had already showed that on the runway, but then also went into great pains to show it again, that the numerous balloons that Sigourney had as props got caught up in her shoes somehow, and she was kind of fumbling and stumbling around a bit. And I actually laughed quite a bit when I saw her take out her stiletto knife and stab those props in frustration. I was like, I feel you, girl, because if my props went wrong, I'd want to kill them too. So that was like a real move for me when she did that. I still was gagged by the look overall. I did think that was a little bit too much time spent emphasizing the prop malfunction, but I get it. I guess I just have to say, when it comes to props, if you're not sure that something's going to work, or it may seem overcomplicated, maybe simplify. Maybe just a few balloons would have been cute, or one balloon, I don't know. But I did like the Nina 99 look balloons kind of thing going on. I was there for Sigourney's look. So, anyways, going back to this whole clown car race thing. They're racing all over the place, and somebody won, and then we get this into the skit that we saw at the beginning. We're back with the puppets. This time we have the puppets of Dolly, Sigourney, Hoso, and Saint are coming out, and those puppets were hella adorable, y'all. I was just like gagged by how cute they were, as well as the marionettes that came out of the Boulet brothers. And then, of course, because we have to have a surprise and a stunt, The kill or extermination was shown off camera, not shown as it were. So there was a splash. There was actually 2 splashes of blood, and the people that had been left at that point were Hoso and Saint. So I'm not sure what was going on there. I think it was a smart move on the Boulets' part, because now they get a whole week's worth of water cooler talk about who's going to be in the finals. At this point, I do have some conspiracy theories which I'd like to share with y'all. The first one being that since we didn't actually get to see a filmed extermination, maybe that they have filmed several different versions of this and are going to see what public's reaction is before they decide which one they're going to use. It happens in reality shows. It could be the case here. Another conspiracy theory would be that as a gag, it would be just a total monster move to have actually eliminated 2 of the monsters. I don't think that's going to happen. We're in the feel-good mode right now. But it would be a monster move to just have a top 2 instead of a top 3. Also, another conspiracy theory, of course, which is one that I have said since last week, was that what a gag if we had our top 4 and that nobody got eliminated. Maybe those blood splashes were just flesh wounds and those people got to come back. Who knows at this point, y'all? I can make arguments for any one of these people winning this competition and also for being eliminated from it. You know, they've all had their high points and they've all had their missteps. It happens. It's anybody's game, to be honest with you. It looks like Dolly is a clear front runner. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Who knows? I don't want to predict or foreshadow anything because, like I said, all of them have had their moments. I could look at these 4 and say that they came out with an outstanding group. At this point, I'm just there for every single one of them. And even for our eliminated monsters, I do want to wish them all the best. I mean, people are going, you know, eye on the prize. There's that big prize package. But all these people will probably be guaranteed bookings and have merch sales and whatnot. So I don't think their careers are in any kind of jeopardy at this point. And I wish them all the best in the world and want to thank them for keeping me so entertained this season. I was there for it, you know. And so many questions remain. Will they be answered? What are we going to see? Like, why does Miss Kitty have ropes hanging from her bedroom? As always, thank you for watching. Big love to you from the ATX, and bye-bye for now. Bye!